artist behind Sage Sprout Dolls. Today I wanted to do a little video for you to show you how to very quickly and easily dye wool felt. I have used wool felt for years. We in our family do fun things like make little birthday hats. There's a couple of examples, and also as my children have gotten older, they've chosen their favourite colours and done little birthday crowns, which as you can see, that's good fun. And also we do things like make toys and games. You can see here from little offcuts of bits and pieces, just little shapes, make felt boards, and my son has learnt to sew using some felt, and also bags, just really any crafty things that you can think of. Now what I use to dye felt is food colouring of all things, because when I dye my felt or make anything really, I like to use something that is non-toxic and also that I'm really comfortable with my children playing with, and I would hope is less impactful on the environment. So the food dye I use is really basic, just everyday from your supermarket food dye. And as you can see, I just grabbed a stack of some felt that I have. There's really no limitation to the colours you can come up with. It's just a bit of trial and error, and really just imagination to see what comes up with. And it's a great thing to have your kids involved with as well, to see how colours mix and what comes out when you put certain colours together. So I'll just move those out of the way. Now, other than the food colouring, what we need, before I go into that, the particular felt I use is 100% wool premium undyed felt. You can see here I've just grabbed a couple of pieces that they come in different thicknesses, so it's something to be aware of if you do order online as well, because they behave quite differently. You can see that that's quite rubbery, and that's quite soft and malleable, so depending on what the purpose is for, it's good to be aware of that. Now today we are dyeing equivalent to this piece of felt. The things we need are a pot of hot boiling water that you can see rapidly boiling away, the food colouring, a bottle of just everyday cheap white vinegar. I have a bowl of hot soapy water with the felt in there, and I'll explain why I've done that in a second. A bowl of cold water, just tongs and some bamboo skewers. Now the felt that I'm dyeing, I'm actually dyeing for the mermaid custom order that I've got happening, one of the mermaid custom orders that I've got happening at the moment. This particular one's pink, so this is the colour palette that I'm working with. I don't know if you can see that. And this is a lovely scales, pillow quilt, bits and pieces. So I want something to make the body and tail of her outfit, and so I'm dyeing some pink felt. Now what I have done first is soak the felt in warm soapy water. What that does, and I learned from experience, was it breaks the barrier of the lanolin on the felt, so that when you immerse it in the water with the dye, it actually permeates evenly instead of patchy. So if you put it in dry, obviously some bits will soak up more dye than others, and it can be a very cool effect if that's what you're wanting, but if it's not, it doesn't work very well. So if you're wanting an even effect, obviously soaking in that water first is very helpful, and means that when you put it in the water, it dyes evenly. So just pop this off. So hot water boiling, I don't measure with the vinegar, but it's just really a decent swig, probably about a cup, and that should do it. I want to put it up again so that it boils. Now with the pink, I'm actually just going to use this rose pink today and just put a tiny bit in. You'll see that it won't need much. So I'm just putting in the pink. Now I use a skewer sometimes if I'm wanting to put in not too much and get a really pale colour, so it's a lot easier sort of to drop it in just to show you to get really light colours, but I probably don't need to do that for this, because a couple of drops, if I do it very carefully, should be fine. Maybe a bit more because there's a lot of water. Okay, so I'm wanting quite a pale pink. What I also do, I've just got these little pieces of cut felt, and I'm just going to dip them in this hot soapy water to do the same as I would with the actual felt that I'm dyeing. I use these just to test the colour that I've mixed up before putting the actual real piece in, because obviously if it's not quite right, that's a lot of felt to waste. So, and again, these little pieces get used for craft and games, all sorts of things. So we'll just dip that in, and you can see it picks up the colour pretty quickly. You can see instantly a lot of colours come into that. So what you do then is dip it in the cold water, which sets the colour. And there you go, you can see that it's actually a little bit of a patch where I was holding it with the tongs, but you can see that that's picked up the colour nicely. It's probably a little dark for what I'm wanting, so I'm going to have to dip it in very quickly and pull it out very quickly. So here we go. And I'll keep it stirring and moving so that hopefully it picks up colour evenly. Just dip it around a bit. And that is just about done. And then straight in the cold water. And what you do from here, you can see there's really no colour that's come out of it anyway, because it's really pulled it all into the wool. But if you want to, you can run it under cold water. And you can see it's a bit patchy because some's dry, some's wet when I've squeezed it, but the colour is looking quite even, so that's really good. Other thing that's interesting good to be aware of is that technique can work with really any natural fibres that haven't been treated. So you can see here I have a pile of silks that my children used to play with. They've all been tie-dyed, wrapped up by my children and dipped in the same sort of solution, and that's just pieces of silk. So I hope that's been interesting and has given you a little bit of insight into what I do at Sage Sprout Dolls and how I assemble or make some of my clothing products, and I hope it's something that you could possibly try at home. Thank you for watching.